Situation. They are moving the football.
They have 3 timeouts from the 29 of Baltimore. 1st and 10. The shotgun snap. The block by Brown. The pump fake by Collins to the end zone. Intercepted. Picked up by Chris McAlister.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the 3rd episode of Throwback Thursday. Today we're going to be covering the Baltimore Ravens, but more specifically, we're going to be covering Chris McAlister. Now, Chris McAlister was a dominant force in the NFL for over a decade, but continuing the theme of this series, I feel like a lot of people don't remember him as being one of the premier shutdown corners in the league. He kind of, I think, got overshadowed. He was a little bit before like the Darrelle Revis, Antonio Cromartie's, and he was kind of after that generation of like Deion Sanders. He's kind of was that early 2000s type of guy. And I'd say even keeping up with the theme of Roddy White, he's even overshadowed by guys on his own team like, Ed Reed, Ray Lewis, Haloti Ngata, later, Terrell Suggs. So I think a lot of people have overshadowed Chris McAlister, but today's video, I'm going to bring him to light and I'm going to talk about his career. And you guys know the drill by now. If you haven't subscribed already, please make sure to subscribe to the channel. We are growing like crazy, and I would absolutely love to see that continue. But anyway, back to Chris McAlister. He was drafted in 1999, and he quickly became one of the key players on that Ravens defense. In fact, in his second season in 2000, the Ravens actually had one of the greatest defenses of all time and ended up winning the Super Bowl over the New York Giants. Now, in that Super Bowl, Chris McAlister also had an interception, which is probably the coolest play of his career. I'd say if he had to look back, he would probably say that Super Bowl interception was probably the best moment of his career. And how could it not be, honestly? And, after that Super Bowl, he really cemented himself as one of the best corners in the NFL. He was known for his blend of physicality, size, speed. He was a matchup nightmare for most wide receiver ones. Also, bro could run back a kick here and there. He actually scored a touchdown in 2003 on a field goal attempt. And if I can find that, I will play it for you guys right now. But maybe I won't, and maybe the footage will be way too grainy to show you guys. And I think one guy that you could really compare to today's game would probably be Jalen Ramsey. And the reason I say that is not only are they phenomenal cover corners, good size, good speed, great athleticism, but they're both pretty outspoken guys. And they're both guys that run their mouth a little bit. And, Chris McAlister was known to kind of get into it with his coaches, get into it with his teammates, probably got into it with some fans, and he kind of had that fiery personality on and off the field. Despite whatever the fucking haters might say, Chris McAlister was still awesome. He's a 3-time Pro Bowler. He's a 1-time All-Pro. He's a 2-time Super Bowl champion. I will put a little asterisk around the second one. He was part of the 2009 New Orleans Saints team. Only played about 3 or 4 games due to injuries, but the Saints won the Super Bowl that year, and he, by default, got a ring.
By default, my favorite way to win!
Even though he really wasn't a big part of the team. But, again, many dominant years in Baltimore. Then he went to New Orleans in 2009. Didn't really work out. Injuries kind of caught up to him. He attempted to make a comeback in the NFL in, 2011 with the Lions, but that never really worked because he was old, and old corners never really work out. But I just wanted to kind of highlight Chris McAlister today and talk about him. I texted TTB Ravens Media, my boy, to give me some Throwback Ravens players to do. And he mentioned Chris McAlister in one of his texts to me, and I thought that was a very interesting name. So I kind of want to make a video about him. And additionally, kind of breaking away from the positive endings of most of our videos. Apparently, Chris McAlister now in his post-NFL life is shit broke. I don't know how that happens. I know at one point in his career he signed a $50 million extension, but I'm hoping that he's doing okay. I read something about, him trying to decrease his child support payments, but I hope that he's doing okay, and I hope that he's, back on his feet and he's able to survive again. But to leave this video on a good note, in 2019, he was inducted into the Ravens Ring of Honor, permanently cementing himself as one of the greatest Ravens of all time. But that's kind of my video on Chris McAlister today, guys. A little bit short and sweet, but I kind of just wanted to get something out and talk about him. If you have a player that you want me to cover in the next Throwback Thursday video, make sure to drop him down below. Let me know what you guys think of Chris McAlister and his career, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.